How's it going?
Great.
Good. So, I don't really idea a switch in the sexual sense, mostly on principle, because I've made myself believe in the past that I was supposed to be a top. After being sexually assaulted my freshman year in college, I think I felt that it was less scary or dangerous or vulnerable to top. And because other people had been trying to get me to top them since I was 6, and I played house with Leanna across the street, and we would hump, and she would always make me be the husband, and I'd be like, why do I always have to be the dad? Later in my life, in my drunken 20s, I harmed a black femme in a blackout, and I haven't been able to ever quite forgive myself. And so now it feels safer to bottom, and mostly be with mediocre cis dudes because I'm less scared of hurting them. Problematic, I know. Somewhere in my brain there's this fucked up formula that I would rather risk being harmed than harm someone, especially another femme or woman of color. There's so much internalized all of the things and false binary thinking in this, I know. But it's been very hard to shake. So for many layered and complicated reasons, including an innate Leo rising performative pillow princessness, I'm a bottom, and I'm ashamed to say it, a baby girl. Okay, so moving on, the switch I want to talk about is how much I changed my mind, my indecisiveness, my back and forth opinions, my flowing this way and that, my many evolutions of my identity, my wishy-washy tendencies, my Gemini moon, my Libra, Saturn, and Jupiter, the too many voices in my head that say opposite things. I once wrote a treatise on I don't know. It was called The Treatise of I Don't Know. When I was in high school, I thought that reality and people's experiences are so subjective, and new information changes how we see things all of the time, so how can you ever really know something for real? So I've been journaling since I was 9 years old, and I'm a pack rat, so I have all of them. I would like to share with y'all some choice selections that relate to my general confusion, indecisiveness, fluidity, and switchiness. The first one is a short 3-line poem from 1992 when I was 11. I know, I don't let that one for you. I'll just get it out. So, poem from when I was 11. What am I? Am I a flower who blooms in the spring? Or am I a speck of dirt who will never amount to anything? Some other content that I'm not going to read directly, but rather I'll summarize it, were lots of conversations from high school and college debating whether interracial dating is okay. Maybe you laugh, that one person, but I grew up in white suburbs and suffered from the woe is me, I'm such a unique weirdo black person because I like alternative music and the black kids don't like me syndrome. The antidote is to chill out and get more black friends. I went from thinking interracial dating was fine and having crushes almost exclusively on alt-white dudes and girls to thinking it was not only not fine, but it was also not fine that I liked punk and indie music, but still mostly crushing on alternative white dudes, to absolutely thinking it was problematic and becoming a man-hating, white people-hating, self-described lesbo-dyke bitch, to softening my views, and then reading a letter I wrote from that former state of time while in my cis white boyfriend's house. And finally, to now practicing mostly being with people of color, because fighting internalized racism and decolonizing my desire is real and important. But anyways, another excerpt from when I was 17 demonstrates more of my Gemini moon overthinkingness. 1998, 17 years old. I thought I knew things about myself, and the things that I didn't know, well, I knew that I didn't know them, or something like that. And I had a sense that eventually I would know them, and that I just needed to go with the flow and wait for myself to grow, right? But lately I'm getting confused and all fuddled up, and I don't like it. I guess this is how most teenagers are about their sexuality. I guess I took it for granted that I knew and was comfortable with my queer/biness, or I thought I was. I think too much. I just think too damn much. Or am I presumptuous for thinking this? Or am I just an indecisive flake who can't decide on anything, not even about herself? And lastly, I'll leave you with a real gem from some years before that last entry, 1995, 14 years old. You know what I've noticed? Lately, I've been obsessed with homosexuality and bisexuality. I don't know why, probably because I'm in some important developmental stages of my life. But I wrote under this smart professor voice. Because, well, when I grow up, I want to be a lesbian. You think they'll let me into the club? No, dash, joke. For a while, I thought I was gay, but I don't think I am. And then I thought, well, then I must be bi, but I'm not really sure if that's true. Well, actually, scratch that. I know I'm bi. I'm just being stupid. I'm just being stupid and writing all this stuff down, but I wish that I was just plain old gay. I like that part. Just plain old gay. If I was, I knew that I would come out to lots of people and have a good time about it. Well, I probably wouldn't, but I wish that I would, and I wish that I was all the way over the fence, preferably on the side of the dikes.